last class we had covered about 26 of the slide, though using another training material, but now we will be looking at this. Okay, for those that was around last time, I think we had a good time. And for this class, we'll be looking at, we're starting from why is complaint handling important in customer service. Let's remember again that the course is customer care management. That is the course, and we'll be looking at why is complaint important in customer service. Customer complaint system. One, the following point can support its importance. The following point can support. The following point can support its importance. One, careful complaint management can save business unwanted costs. Yeah, careful complaint management can save business unwanted costs. Yeah, we've seen a case where improper management of complaint have led many companies to a lot of lawsuits and so much damages. So customer care complaint system, proper one, can help to avoid unwanted costs. Two, complaint and complaint trend tells business how to do its business, how to do its job better by alerting management to problems that needs to be attended to. When customer complain, it's more like a feedback mechanism that helps company to review its operation. It helps the company to review its operation. So it's one system that really helps the company to review and know how to perform better. Number three is complaint also provide information about product quality. So when you get feedback from customers or users of service or product manufactured by company, it helps to what? To know the quality, because stakeholders of business, users of the product are major stakeholder of the business, and they have a requirement, they have what they are expecting, and if the quality shortfalls, what you get in response is complaint, and complaint would help you as a company to know if there's need to improve on the quality. So basic step for effective complaint management. Let's look at basic step for effective complaint management. My first class, HSC 3, I had HSC 3 today, and in that class I did explain to students why it's important for all master students, PhD students to come online, because from what information we are gathering, the earliest time that school will resume possibly could be in July. The earliest, that is too early a time, will be July, that we possibly could be having physical gathering for classes. So if school is going to be resuming in July, does that mean you as JPS students would need to wait till July? No. It's possible that your exam might be written online. So we are working on an online platform that will take you guys on theoretical exam and CBT. So you guys all must take the online classes serious. All the master students should then for now stop the training from the other online platform. Some of you were taking some courses from other platforms of JPTS that was coordinated by Victor. Stop that training and focus on this GoToMeeting training. All your training should be done on GoToMeeting. And we also understand that some courses have not been added to your timetable. Do not worry about that. We are working on it. You're going to get a review timetable, and all those courses that are omitted will be added. That is the reason why we left some spaces blank in your timetable. So we are going to be filling those spaces up with some of these courses that have not been added. We know about that, like finance and accounting. So many courses have not. So we will be adding that. We've gotten that, and that will be done before next weekend. But we just want you guys to get acquainted with this timetable. Then by the next class you would have gotten a new adjusted timetable that's going to fit in all those missing classes. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is, do not joke with the online class. Your 35 marks for the online class is very important for you to have an excellent grade. And if you look at, for those that have their prospectus, you know the number of courses you're supposed to take. If you don't have a prospectus, request for prospectus from your coordinator so that you can know the courses you are supposed to take. What's it called? There are some elective courses you are supposed to take. Some of you, customer care is an elective course, it's not a core course. Some of you, HSC is an elective course, it's not a core course. So you should know your core course and elective course. And I want to tell you guys to take more of the elective course. Even in your elective courses, if you are supposed to only take one, I beg of you to take as many as possible. Not because of 3,000 or 4,000 you pay per course. The reason is this: because by the time your transcript will be coming out, sometimes when you perform poorly in a particular course, management replace that course with an elective course to make up your grade. So you see some students eventually will graduate not because they did not fail any of their core course, but because they took as many elective courses that was now used to make up for those courses that they and eventually you get with a good grade. For those who want to go straight for their PhD, you know that you need a minimum of merit. That is minimum of merit. That is, if the final grade is total grade is 4, you must have a minimum of 3/4 to run a PhD program. And if you have something less than credit merit, and if your grade is credit, some schools may not want to admit you directly for PhD. Then you might not be given the option to go for an MPhil program before you. So the only way to avoid having that is to take as many 2, 3, 4 courses from your elective, add it up to your core course so that management can work on it and give you a very good transcript at the end of the program. I needed to dive into that to explain some of these things because I know so many of you don't understand these things. Nobody have explained these things to you, and I think I should be using this privilege to give you guys this knowledge. You can also explain this in your WhatsApp group to your other colleagues exactly the same way I've explained it. I know some of you are recording this. You can also record it and put some of the voice in your WhatsApp group so that other colleagues who maybe did not join on time can also get to know about some of these things. So let's quickly go back to the class. Basic steps for effective complaint management. Number 1, develop a system for record keeping. It's very important. You must have a system for record keeping. This prepare forms for recording, categorizing, and filing complaints. Very, very important. As a matter of fact, there's something called management system. It's now automated where you can file in your complaint and you have a complaint number, and once it's resolved, the system tells you this issue has been resolved, properly filed. So when we talk about record here, I'm not encouraging anyone to use a manual paper-like system, rather a comprehensive management information system that will help you have digital records of complaint and a track to know if those complaints have been resolved or still pending. So one of the steps for effective complaint management is to develop a system for record keeping. Number 2, process and record the complaint. Yeah, process. So for example, if some of you would have applied for visa to, for example, the US embassy or to any other embassies, you understand when you have any complaint, you can go to your dashboard, you can send a complaint to them, and you see where you can track the process to see, oh, it has been processed, it's yet to be, and you get your feedback. If you have not, you have a complaint number. Once you put the number in, you can know where your complaint has been. So that is process, and that's the kind of process we are talking about. It's not writing on a sheet of paper, submitting. No, those are analog systems. What we are trading here is more digital, is more um, analytical than what most companies in Nigeria do. So process and record complaint, acknowledgement complaint. When you receive complaint, you have to acknowledge it. Yes. Investigate and analyze the complaint. Investigate because you must give an accurate feedback. Inaccurate, half accurate, half true is anything half true is false. So you must investigate, analyze the complaint, resolve the problem in a manner consistent with the company policy. Every company has a policy, so the problem needs to be resolved in line with the company policy. Follow up, especially when you are not the one to disseminate the information to the complainant. You can follow up to know if the complainant. Sometimes A follow-up can be done by even calling the complainant to know, have your complaint been resolved? Send a mail to them to say to get a satisfactory note from from the the complainant. So prepare and file a report on the disposition of the complaint and periodically analyze and summarize complaint. These are basic steps for effective complaint management. Companies need to have this in place. Companies need to ensure that these are in place, and this would really help to ensuring that complaints are handled in a way that would give satisfaction to complainants. So let's look at this diagram. It's called Prowell's value chain. It's a customer complaint in a packaging company. How it's being processed. So let's look at recycler one, recyclers here. We have recycler one, recycler two, three. Manufacturer, we have external manufacturer. We have one, two, three. We have logistics. You can see customer here. Um, you can see the arrow here from logistics. The arrow that from recyclers, the arrow goes to the manufacturer. What this is trying to tell you is how complaint is being managed. So look at customers here, get feedbacks from the logistics, and this goes into the final users. So this is a customer management system for a particular company and how the process is being managed. So when customer complain about logistics, it goes to the final user after being processed. When there's any complaint from the recycler and manufacturer, and you see the way it's moving, and the arrow actually shows the direction. And one thing you must know is this: when you look at logistics, logistics is this. You can see the flag. The flag represents different countries where manufacturer moves, takes it to logistics, and it moves to logistics that takes to this different location, and then to the customer, from the customer, the end user. You remember that the customer possibly might not be the end user of your product. So a customer might be, for example, now, if you are a distributor like Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola customers are their distributors who buy in volumes. And the end user, even before you get to the end user, you still meet with the wholesalers, the retailers, then those that now finally consume it. So so for them, they get feedback from their customers, which is the, the distributors, who in turn now give this feedback to the end users. So this is a little bit. So let's look at this B2B interaction. B2B means business to business interaction, structuring the complaint management system. Okay, taxonomy of complaint. Let's look at this: customer, supply, complaint event. Let me start from complaint event. Complaint event, business critical and supporting. From supporting, we talk about initial processing, we talk about QM, and then we talk about quality management and credit. So you can see that if complaint event, business critical and supporting, means that it helps for your business, and it also helps to support the complainant, because once 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 you get a complaint, it helps for two things. I think we actually showed you from the list there. It helps you to develop your business better, and the second is help to serve to support the customer. So if you look at this customer here, complaint, supplier. So you look at the arrow. So complaint from customer to supplier, from supplier to customer, complaint agreement. So they agree, and then look at this quality management. So complaint helps to improve quality management for the complainant, which is the customer. It also helps to improve customer management for the supplier. This diagram, I want you guys to screenshot it, understand it better, and then I would like you guys to analyze it within yourself to see how it's just a diagram that shows skeletal and what's it called flow of how customer supplier, how this process of customer of complaint helps to improve on QM services, which is quality management service. Reason why company lose customers. One of the reasons why company lose customers. some of the reasons why companies lose customer is one, when you ignore customer, you lose them. Undervalue customer. They don't answer questions. They don't solve problem. They stand by unreasonable policies. They don't keep their words. These are major reasons why ignore customer, undervalue customer, don't answer questions, don't solve problem, stand by unreasonable policy. Unreasonable policies that are not reasonable. Yes, unreasonable policies. There are so many unreasonable policies that we have seen from different organizations. Policies that doesn't, you wonder why is this in place. You wonder why. For example, I visited an hotel. That is, which of the hotel is there? There's an hotel at known at what's the name of this hotel? I'll call the name, but I'm not calling the name to demarket them, no. But because you guys are students of GPTS, and we can also learn. So okay, let me leave the name out. An hotel on the island have a policy. The policy is that when you want to make order from your room, once you have lodged into the room and you want to make order from your room, you will call from the intranet. And after calling from the intranet, what I know by international standard is that they will come to your room, serve you, and you pay with your card. But in this case, this hotel, once you make order, they will ask you to come downstairs to the reception from your room. Come down to the reception. The hotel is about, let's say, it's about 11. So you will come downstairs and you come downstairs to make your payment before going back. So let me, if Mr. Yomi, if you're online, I hope my voice is clear enough and you can hear it.
I can hear you very well, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the hotel would ask you to come downstairs to make payment at the reception. This is after you must have lodged into the hotel. So you come downstairs. It was very funny for me. So I was like, what kind of policy? That is their policy. That if you want to, if you checked into a hotel and you want to if you want to book for food, you want to order for food rather, you have to come back downstairs to the lobby to make payment. Nobody's going to come to your room. So I found that policy funny, and that was the last time I used the hotel. Because, for example, we have hotels in other countries, not even in Nigeria, where they understand the concept of relaxation. They understand that, oh, any people come to the hotel to relax. Now, there's a particular hotel I visited, not in Nigeria, because they understood this concept. What they do is they try to study what are the things that stress their customers who lodged into the hotel. One of the major things that stress customers is having to, when you order for something, you need to open your door. So you need to stand up from your bed, go to the door and open it. That can be very stressful to someone who is very tired, who wants to just sleep, standing up every time. So sometimes you want to iron your clothes, you call the laundry, they knock on your door, you have to stand up, give them, open the door. So what the hotel did, the hotel is actually in Kuwait. What they did is this: you have a remote control from your bed. You can see your door through your TV screen, and you can use the remote control just by pressing it, the door automatically open. They did everything so relaxing that cost as a matter of fact, that is the first time I saw that I've used so many hotels all over the world by the virtue of my travel experience. But that was the first time I saw. I said, wow, this hotel is actually considering the customer, because one of the reasons why customers want to use an hotel is to relax. So look at our hotel, for example. five-star hotel in Nigeria asking customers to come down to make payment. You have to use the lift down to maybe go back again before the food comes. Maybe sometimes it might take another 40 minutes or 1 hour. So it's very easy. So those are kind of unreasonable policy I see. So when an organization has an unreasonable policy, it also has a way to what they make them lose customer. They don't keep their words. Is another reason why customers do not stay. They don't solve problem. People come for need a solution. So if you visit an hospital, you want to be healed. If you visit the mechanic's workshop with your vehicle, you want to fix your car. Once you visit the mechanic workshop and they are unable to fix your car, I doubt if you're going to go there again because they are not solving the problem you want. They don't answer questions. That is a very big issue. They undervalue customer. We all know that customer is what is the king of the business. Customer is the king of the business. So the value for customer is very high. Now we now have companies who, in today's world, now even enroll customers as stakeholders of company. They have a system that give back to customers. They have a system that make customers shareholders in the business. Yeah. So they don't ignore customers. So these are the reasons why companies lose customer. Let's look at high level view of a customer complaint scenario, complaint life cycle. Complaint life cycle. What I want you guys to do for me is this. I'm not going to explain this chart. I want you guys to snap it. You don't snap this, screenshot this. If you're using your phone, if you're using your laptop, snap it with your phone, this diagram. I want you guys to draw the diagram and explain to me this diagram word for word. Explain what you understand. But I want you guys to critically look at it and explain it to me. That's going to be your assignment. So I know, please, so it means that you have to draw it because you cannot write your. So I saw some persons in the last assignment, they wrote the assignment with their hand. They now snap the handwritten work and send it to my mail. No, you're going to type. So you're going to draw this with your computer. So you're going to use Microsoft Word. You can use Microsoft Word to draw this. You use Microsoft Word to draw the box, put everything in shape. Then explain underneath this high-level view of a customer complaint scenario. And let me tell you this, the truth is this, if there's one question, if I'm privileged to be the one to set your exam, this will be out. This diagram will be one of which might even be my #1 question. If I'm privileged, so I don't know how the exam will be set because we have an exam review committee. But if I'm privileged to, this particular chart is going to be my #1 question. To draw and explain the high-level view of a customer complaint scenario life cycle as explained in your lecture. That is going to be my #1 question. So please let us snap it, and I believe this is going to be the only question I'll be giving you guys for your assignment. So snap this page. I would not be explaining this. I want you guys to explain it for me. Submit to me. I told you guys that customer care management is the simplest course that you have for your master. This is a course that you can score 100, and you can score 0 over 100. It's a course that you can score 100%, and it's also a course that you can score 0 over 100. But it's easier to score 100 than a 0 or whatever. But it's so easy and so cheap. It's more of a common sense course. So let me move to the next slide. So let's look at this. The compliant established service interface and protocol. Protocol and interface. So this, I'm going to be explaining this to you, and I would like you to listen. Compliant establishment protocol, compliant establishment for customer, for supplier. Once you see C means customer. Once you see S means supplier. I believe you know the difference between a supplier and a customer. A supplier is an individual, a contractor, or an organization or agent that is mandated with the responsibility to supply the company with raw materials or information that is needed for their operation. For example, Coke. Coke buys sugar from Dangote. So Dangote sugar is, I don't know if Coke buys sugar, but I'm only saying that. So if sugar is one of their major ingredients, Coke do not manufacture sugar, for example. So if they buy, Dangote supply them sugar. So Dangote what? Sugar is a supplier. Coke also uses CO2 as a refreshing gas. That is when you open bottle of refreshing mineral, the gas, that is CO2. So companies like British Oxygen Gas, BOC, might be supplying them gas. See, so supplier is an individual, a company that supplies raw material, part of the ingredient needed by a company. So customer is those that get the product first hand. The end product, who are you supplying the end product to? So Coke supply Mr. Emeka Venture as a distributor in Port Harcourt. So that is a customer. I want us to understand. So when you say complaint established by customer, complaint established by supplier, very good. So complaint establishment, protocol and agreement. So this complaint goes back to these two arms. You can see the arrow here. And complaint establishment protocol, that is agreement. Then let's complaint initiator role, complaint responder role, complaint establishment services. Complaint is initiated here, complaint is responded here, complaint establishment. So this is where the process. So when complaint is initiated, it goes into this process and it is responded. That's it, complaint established. So what the basic thing you need to know is this: complaint comes in, it's processed, and the answers goes out. Investigated. Remember what we spoke about here. There's a particular place we actually mentioned that. Look at basic step for effective complaint management. We said investigate, analyze the complaint, resolve the problem in a manner consistent with company policy, follow up, prepare a file report to this position of complaint, periodically analyze and summarize complaint. Because so that is what happens here. That is what happens here. We have another complaint system. These are complaint information management system. How a complaint is being managed. So I would like you guys to go through this chart and see it yourself. I wouldn't want to take so much time in explaining. You can go through it, understand this chart, please. Once you go through it, snap it. I want you guys to snap this particular chart and understand it yourself. Go through it. You're going to understand it the way I've explained the other one. So we have different complaint systems. And complaint system are, every company can have a complaint procedure system. A complaint procedure system is a function of the way the company is structured. So an operational company complaint system may be different from a structural organogram company. So the way a company is structured would affect the complaint system. I want you guys to know that. So let's look at dealing with different difficult customers. I think we gave an example the last time on how you can deal with a difficult customer. I did ask a question. I said, if you are slapped by an angry customer, what would you do? And some of you gave different answers. I love the guy that gave a very simple answer. Said no. So let's look at it. The procedure first and foremost, you listen. You must give a listening ear to a difficult customer. Build rapport through empathy. Sometimes you might even make a difficult customer know that, well, I'm with you. I'm not with most customer. Once they see that, oh, you are with them, not with the company, they want to open up, they want to be relaxed. So when the customer say, oh, I'm angry, why would they do this? Why would they do this? Sometimes I do it too. And some of the staff that work with me know that sometimes. So when a customer is complaining and the voice is very loud, when I get to know about it, and maybe sometimes I come out. What is the problem? No, can you come? I call the person in. I say, what is the problem? They say, no, this is happening. I'm not happy. I've been here 3 times and nothing is happening. What? You have been here 3 times. Who have you been talking to? You see, that's because once in a while you are not happy with that. But the person wants, wow, this man finally I've gotten someone that is with me. Tell me, who have you been talking to? So build a rapport through empathy. Lower your voice. Assume all your customers are watching. Sometimes the best way to handle an angry customer is first, let me say this, from experience, take that angry customer out of the midst of all the customers. Because an angry customer can cause a ripple effect among all other customers who possibly might be angry, but they just felt to keep quiet. So one customer might be angry, and once you are trying to resolve that person's problem in front of every other customer, you might be indirectly addressing that person's problem. And they say, yes, now even me too. Yes, before you know, you can have a very big scenario at hand. So when one customer is angry, calm him down, say, follow me. Take him to a place and you address his issue. This when a customer is angry, try as much as possible to address them. If there's space in a separate place, then you can come back and address all of them. Assume all your customers are watching. Know when to give in. Know when to give in, to accept. You should know when. Never get angry or upset. Never take it personal. Remember that you are interacting with a human. If you promise a callback, please call back. That is a very big issue that we have with many Nigerian people, employees in many companies. So don't worry, I'll call you back, and you don't receive a call back. So these are ways to handle difficult customers. These are ways to handle difficult customers. How to manage customers' anger. 3 major anger profiles are: 1, the blamer, the exploder, and the saboteur. The blamer, the person that believes you are in the wrong, they always blame you. Exploder, the person that is self-defensive. Saboteur, silent treatment to avoid communication. Saboteur, this one, they're even the worst kind of customer. You will never know. They will just be in the midst, be spoiling the mind of every other person. We have some students in JPTs like that. It's better you see somebody that is a blamer, exploder, than a saboteur. It's worse because you might just feel that things are going well, but before you know it, it will suddenly explode. You're like, wow, they were all laughing. What happened? In just 1 minute, everything had gone on. Saboteur. So what are the solutions? Allow them to be angry without asking them to calm down, or give a chance to explain. 2, be understanding. 3, draw the customer out and hear out the problem. That is the third one was what I explained. First one, you allow them to be angry without asking them to calm down or give a chance. You can allow a customer to be angry without talking when that's gotten to that level. Yeah, you can throw them out if that is the worst though. But if you need that security, like that customer that slaps, yeah. But you must know when. Sometimes be understandable. Draw the customer out and allow him to. So this brings us to the last slide of this class. Let me check if I still have some time. Okay, I have 4 more minutes. This brings us to the last slide of the class. So this is the class I started last week, and I'm done. So I think next week I'll be running the second slide. We have 2 slides for this class, so I'm done with the first slide. So let me quickly just look at what we did last week in 2 minutes. And last week we looked at a customer. We talked about a customer. Talk about customers of two categories. So I was using another slide for this. Types of customer. We have loyal customer. We have discount customer. We have impulsive customer. We have need-based customer. We have wandering customer. Loyal customer, less in number, but promoters. They promote more sales and profits. You must know. Discount customers are frequent visitors. Impulsive customers are difficult to convince as they want to do business in huge. Need-based customers are product-specific. Wandering customers, the least profitable customer. So you need to understand the type of customers and the profile of your customer. I think some of these things we handled in another form, though we didn't handle the first part of this from here. So we handled it from another material. But I have both materials together, and I love that part of which I am. So let me just take this telephone ethics and email, which is one of the major responsibility of a customer care person. Phone guideline: the first person to speak should introduce the first person to speak. Have you not seen somebody call you waiting for you to talk? To me, most people that behave like that, to me, they're like scammers, or I don't know. Someone is calling you and he's there, and you know he's there. He's calling you and he's not talking. So like, hello, listen, I say hello, but you called me, why can't you talk? Number two, use good office and good morning cautionally. Use good afternoon and good morning cautionally. Pick up the phone by the third ringing. At least pick up the phone. Groom, 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 the third ring. That is always best. Offer to help or to take a message when the call is not yours. When the call is not yours, don't say, I'm not the one, just off the phone. No, I'm not the one, but who do you want to speak to? Oh, can you tell me? Maybe I can. The customer care person is always very positive, important. He's always there to help. Position the phone so that you can answer the call effectively. I've seen some people use their phone from the back. They turn the phone to the back. They don't use it like, it's more clearer using it from the back. I don't know. So clarity of information before transferring call. Before transferring a caller, yeah, understand. Ask for permission before putting a caller on hold. So I'm going to put you on hold now because of this and that. You have to ask for permission before doing that. Email process, and you don't cut the call. I think that is not here. If you're a customer care person, you do not cut the call. You allow the person calling you to cut the call. That is one of the basics, and it's not here. When you are called, are you true? Then you cut the call. You allow the person. Are you true? Okay. Be sure that the person is true. You push off the phone and you cut the call. Very, very important. Email processing. Give each customer a personal response. Your customers don't like having general response. Dear customer, no, they want you to quote their name. They feel more important. Be clear but sincere. Offer live customer support. Make sure your support rep have all the answers. All the answers. Make sure. They don't have the answers, they should not give answer. So the assignment again, I will go quickly, is that you guys should draw this and explain it in full details. Thank you again. This is the end of my class. Thank you for listening. I'll be expecting my assignment before Saturday. God bless you and stay safe. Bye for now.